What's good? Gauss is in the house. We're doing another level of my super world. This one is the last one of the first world, Newton's first law of motion. Remain in motion until the end. You are the force. This level is basically a combination of all of the previous tricks in the last 4 levels combined into one, as well as a boss fight. So let's take a look at it. So first thing, we got a shell jump into a P-switch drop, jump off the P-switch, gotta kick up the spring to get the muncher out of the way, another up kick of the spring, I believe, and then a kick forward, grab the shell, bounce off the spring, that's once it lands there, do a backward shell jump, grab that, pow drop, and then as it comes off, a few P-switch jumps into the door. Out of the door, you do another shell jump. You reach up, grab the switch, and then you kick the... Then you gotta kick the Koopa up there. One of the... I think a POW block comes out from here. Something else comes out from here. What comes out from here? Another Koopa. Okay, so POW block comes out from here. Koopa comes out, you bounce off the Koopa, then you do another drop to here. A few more switch jumps. That's the first checkpoint. Okay, second checkpoint, tower climb. 1 shell jump, 2 shell jump, 3 shell jump, and then a POW drop over to P-switches in through the door. The door drops you off at the bottom. You gotta do some spring drops. Get up to that door. Once you get through that door, you'll drop down here. The door is here so that this activates and it'll be flipping back and forth. So you got to get through the switch section, get over to here, get through the door, and then I believe after this is the final boss. Okay, so first things first, drop 2 POWs here. You hit the P-switch to get the spring to come out. Then, oh, yes, okay. And then once that's done, you can put that spring there. And then that POW block goes on top. And that one goes up here, and then you can make it through. And then you gotta do a shell jump. Ah! Alright, so it's not too complicated once you know what to do. I put markers like this is the first area, this is the second area, and then this is the third thing you gotta do. Once you make that shell jump, you are home free. And let's get on to the clear check. Okay, we finally got the clear check. I've been recording about 2.5 hours. It hasn't been a consistent playthrough of 2.5 hours, but I found a soft lock literally on the last clear check of a clear about an hour ago. I had to fix it and then play through everything again. So let's go through it. Okay, so this part, pretty straightforward. You got to drop the P-switch pretty fast. You can jump where the coins are. That'll definitely help. And then it does help to do Z-jumps for this part. After you go through the door. So I kind of changed this around because you were able to cheese and stand right here. And I also had a block here, which actually got me stuck one time. So I got rid of the block, changed it up so that you have to hit the switch on the shell jump up, and then wait for the timer to go out, and then you can continue. For this part here, I would say all full jumps, kick the shell up at the top. The POW that comes down, now this is maybe one of the most finicky of the tricks here, because this POW block comes down and it can either fall right on you and just hit you into the spikes, or when you hit it, it'll act as a wall and it messes up your momentum. So the most consistent way is doing full jumps, kick it up at the top of this jump here, and then try not to go too fast. Like, try to let the POW drop into your hands as opposed to pushing into it, because that's when you get hit by it. Red Koopa comes down, you bounce off of this, you bounce off of here. I've sometimes gotten clipped on the one-ways, but you can still make it even if you do lose your momentum and get clipped there. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. 3 shell jumps, all about consistency, learning the shell jumps, getting the shell jumps down consistently. Okay, for this part, the POW drop isn't the worst, but getting up to this P-switch, I spent a lot of deaths on this P-switch. You have to get high enough so that you can hit the wall to stop your momentum, as well as have time to start turning around to get to this switch. If you jump from a standstill, you will not make that P-switch there. After that, you can kind of ease yourself out. There's nothing above. You just have to get over to the door. The spring part is pretty straightforward. You just got to do a spring drop, grab the spring, go up top. For the switches, I like to use Z-jumps. It's not required to do Z-jumps, but I like using Z-jumps because they help me with height and everything. Once you get over to here, to this block, you're going to wait on it. It'll drop you down. You want to wait until this block is almost gone. Do a really big running jump up into the air, and then if you time it just right, you'll land on this blue block and then continue. So you're in the air for a whole cycle, and then you drop down there. And then the rest is pretty good. It's pretty straightforward also. I was actually a little forgiving, and if you fell down at this part, then you could try to, you could try it again. You could maybe land here or just go back from the bottom. Continue up to here. Now, another change I had to make. The blocks didn't quite match up for the boss fight, so I had to change the colors of the ones that you used to enter the door, because it messed up the boss fight the first time I got all the way to the boss fight on the first try, on the first clear check. So, yeah, definitely a little tricky. You can use this block over here to set yourself up. I know I did a few times to kind of get the momentum right, jumping back and forth between here or between here. But then, yeah, you gotta stay on the edge of that, get into the door. Once you get into the door, and then the boss fight. So the boss fight, like I said before, 3 sections. The first section, you gotta grab the 2 POW blocks. They'll only come out once you're not standing on the pipe, obviously. You gotta grab the 2 POW blocks, drop them down here to hit the P-switch. Once you hit the P-switch, you gotta grab this spring and come over here. Now, make sure you get to this side so that these POW blocks can go down, because once the P-switch is gone, you're done. If you mess up these 2 POW blocks that come down, if you toss them, you're done. I would say it's better to go slowly and be more patient to try to see where the where the beams are going from the Koopa Kids. Once you get the spring down here and then the 2 POW blocks up here, you're gonna have to run across this gap, because if you don't, you'll just die when you land on the note block. But you hit the switch. After you hit the switch, then you got a shell jump you gotta do. This is, you only get 1 shot at it. And if you mess up, you're done. The one spot where I had a really bad soft lock was if you miss the jump, the 2 POWs are here. You can actually end up hitting through the 2 POWs, and then once you go past the one-way, you're just completely stuck. So I had gotten to the last clear check, and I got soft lock there, and I was like, I need to do it over again. And that's why I've been recording for more than 2.5 hours right now. All right, but we got it done. That's the boss fight. That is the end of World 1. Man, what a first world. All right, upcoming next, we've got World 2, which is a snow world with a bunch of snow and ice physics. So I'll be working on that real soon, and you guys should see the video coming out shortly whenever I get it done. So thanks for watching, guys. Like if you liked the video, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next clear check video. Take care.